still in Liquid City, Escapism 5. I'm Aurian Archive. And welcome back to Hybrid Theory. Let's get started. Once again, we're focusing in on the upcoming Steam Deck, getting software onto the Steam Deck that is not part of the Steam library software ecosystem, and I'm going to be focusing on City of Heroes Homecoming server. Now, as you can see on the screen, I've already got a couple installs going, so let's walk through this one more time. We're going to start on the forums.homecomingservers.com. Now, in order to get this far, you do have to register an account. You do have to create an account. But once you are in, we can go to Getting Started, Installation Guide. And then we have our page here. We're installing the game on Windows and installing the game on OS X. Now, there are instructions somewhere in here on installing on Linux. Just ignore them. There's something in here about needing Wine Tricks already pre-installed or installing home version Wine. Ignore that. All you really have to worry about is having Steam installed, and we're going to do this all through Steam. So we're going to download the Homecoming launcher, and we got HC installed at exe. And there we go. And you can see that I have installed previously in the past, so we're going to remove all finish to clear that up. And we're going to put our downloads away. And we are going to come down to Steam. Alright, in Steam, we are going to go to Add a Game, Add a Non-Steam Game. We're going to browse, and this is why I did that video on file managers just a few minutes ago. Excuse me. Because the file system configuration of a Linux system may be a little confusing to a first-time user. Like if you go all the way up to the top, you don't have a C drive, you've got root, and you've got things like boot, dev, etc, home, media, mount, opt, proc, root, going down. And you may not have any idea of what you're actually looking for. Now, going back to our partition manager, which is still open, you can see that I have all of my user account in /home. So if you somehow wind up at this screen, you can open a partition manager and see where your home directory is. We don't know yet if this configuration with the root installation on one partition and the home user data, the Steam information on a completely separate partition, we don't know if that's what the Steam Deck is using. But this is, you can kind of get an idea of what we could be looking at. So we're going to go back, we're back inside Steam, we're going to go to Home. Here we have our usernames. Kind of a caveat point here. Some Linuxes handle capitals in the usernames fine, others don't. If you're unsure in the file name path, always do a lowercase. It's just safer. Now, typically, if you are starting from a fresh installation, you're probably going to start off in something like home/username/.steam or something like that. Where we want to go, though, is our home/username/downloads. And we need to change our file type to all files. Now we see our HC installed.exe. So we can click on HC installed.exe, open, and now we're back in Add a Game, or select a program and add it to your game's library, and we're going to just click Add Selected Programs. Now we've got, over here on our Steam list, HC install.exe. And we are going to right click, we're going to choose Properties, and we're going to go to Compatibility, we're going to force a specific use, and we're just going to use Proton Experimental. And now we're going to click Play, and we're going to wait just a minute for the operations to work in the background. Okay, it's taking a little longer than it took last time. What's going on? Compatibility, Proton Experimental. Oh, there it is. It just took longer than I was expecting. Much longer. Okay. Now, Steam will try to install games by default in something like, and I went through it kind of last night, and to go through it on camera, you can do show hidden files, Steam, Steam, Steam apps, compatibility data, and here's where Steam will install, or where Steam's wine folders, the Proton folders, will be installed. And we can see our DOS drive here. And this is probably the installation folder being used right now by hcinstall.exe. Now, since that can be a little complicated, we're going to do our little breadcrumbs here. And depending on how this is set up and what you've done, you may actually be inside of my computer. And here we have our OpenXR, program files, program data, users. This could be what you would be looking at in a default installation. So what you want to do is minimize all of that, bring up this folder at the top here, and it may say something like Z. And if we go to Z, we can see pretty much the same thing, that there's our bin etc home/lib. So make sure that you are in your home folder and, either go up to get to it or go down to the final drive, normally Z. I think that appears to be the default. And go to your home folder, and we're going to install, I'm going to go to a folder named Tequila. Now inside of Tequila, I'm going to make a new folder. We're going to call this one COH Beta 03. And then we're going to hit OK. And now we should have something like Z/home/username/tequila/COH Beta 3/homecoming. Alright, and now we'll click install. And accept. And now we're just going to let the install complete all the way through in the launcher. And while that's kind of just going on and doing its own thing, now it's kind of the moment of how do I kill time while I wait for that to do its thing. I know that when I tried to run Dying Light last night, it crashed out. Kind of awkward. And I guess I could bring up Fallout 4 and figure out what's going on in there. Yeah, because Fallout 4 should be running in a window. It should be safe. To launch without crashing anything out, and maybe I can figure out what's going on with my inventory. Alright, play. And let's get our homecoming window over here where we can see it. Alright, well. Continue. Loading, loading, loading. It's like I really don't have anything else to say, waiting for everything to just load up. Okay, we are in game, and I'm not entirely sure what I was doing. What I do know right now is that for some reason I'm carrying 5 tons of stuff, and I'm not really sure why I'm carrying so much stuff. Alright, so what I need to do is first of all drop some of this inventory. So we're just going to do map, simplify things out with our supply lines, and we'll head up to Sanctuary. And while that's loading, we're at 61%. And loaded. Alright, and I loaded right next to the grill and the power armor there. A workbench, I need inventory storage, which I think I set in this building. Our transfer, file cabinet. Alright, I think I was putting starred weapons in here. Why do I have... Alright, we're going to do something about all of those parts first. Those were beverages. Burnt. More stuff. Armor. Alright. Here we had a bunch of armored stuff, so this looks to have been all clothes. So that's where we will... That is just a lot of stuff. Well, that took me down a couple tons. Alright, Homecoming says it's ready. So we will save and do a manual save. And yes, we'll quit the desktop. It's like I still have no idea why in the world I have so many items. Okay, now we do need to make sure real quickly that this launches and runs. Now, I'm not sure exactly what's going to show up on the stream, because what I get immediately is a black screen. And then the game loads behind it, and when we try to click into it again, I get a black screen. It takes a minute or two. And now okay, clicked into it that time. I did an Alt Tab, and now I'm going to click on Ultra Settings. We're going to get a kind of weird again, black screen. At this point, your mouse is going to be off from where the window is. So we're going to go Windowed, Apply Now, and now our mouse should be back on target. We're now in a resizable window, and now you can log in with your game account and go from there. But as far as actually running the software on Steam, this isn't the end of what you need to do. Because if you hit HC install again, what's going to happen is it's going to start installing again. So what we need to do is we need to go down to Properties, and we're going to change our target. We're going to go from HC install to the folder that we set up before, which in this case I put mine in home/username/tequila/COH beta 03, and I'm going to go to Homecoming. I'm going to go to bin Win64 launcher.exe, and we'll choose that file. We'll rename to City of Heroes Homecoming 03, and done. And now when we click play, we should get our launcher back up with all of our servers. Now, quick note on here. One of the features that was not working before, but does appear to be working now, is the login feature. And we'll go ahead and do some of this live on stream. If you come up here in the Homecoming Launcher and you click Login, and theoretically you could also create an account from here. For some reason, we get a really weird thing going on with Firefox. I'm not sure what that's about. But since I've already logged in through the browser, didn't have to enter anything, and there we go, clocked in, logged in, and now you can see that I have additional servers that are accessible through the Homecoming launcher. In this case, the testing servers. And so that function is working. If you do want to join the testing servers and make sure that you get to test everything that's coming down the pipeline, get feedback on it, test it on hardware that you have, by all means, please do join us over on Cryptic. Please do join us on the beta server. Please do join us on pre-release. And I think that's all I really got for today. We are up and running. We're working. Okay, I know I haven't actually shown the game running, so let's do that for a second. Excuse me while I launch it. And I'm going to cut off the stream, just a visual for this point of it. And please bear with me. I'll get the right information. let's come back. Alright, we're back. And we are now logged in. You do have a user agreement to click through. And then you can pick your server. And I'm just going to go straight to archetype. Because I'm low level, we'll run with the secondary. And nope, there's not going to be any costumes loaded. And we're just going to go with something a little quick. Okay. And psychic energy, so she's probably going to be... Let's go with pink and light blue for our dominant colors. Alright, none of those really actually work. And we're just going to go with none. Yeah, we'll leave it light blue. Gotta do something about that face. Clockwork will do nicely. And kind of, let's see if it's doing it again. If you do have a specific pattern that goes with a specific face, it'll normally be all the way at the bottom of the costume list. Yeah, we'll go with Clockwork 5. We'll leave it at that. I'm kind of happy with that. Shape. Yeah. There's a reason I normally just leave things at average 1. Because some of these just look kind of freaky, but alright, we'll go with that. Alright, let's go back to... Yeah, no, I'm just... Part of me is running through the character creator so that it can be seen being run through. And... Alright, we probably need to pick up a third color to make sure that things stand out. What do we want our third color to be? Gray. Blue and pink color palette ideas. Okay, a green, a yellow, a... Hmm. Kind of liking a green. Psychic energy, green. Yeah, blue. Yeah, we keep coming back to a green. So, what do we got in greens? Um, let's do costume colors. Unlink for the moment. And we got kind of a deep green there, a green there. Let's go with, say, that green. How's that look? A little too severe. Let's try the hair. Let's do the hair color. Let's go with, oh, okay, this ought to be interesting. Let's change that shawl to a, that's a little obnoxious. It's more like a slime green. What about this green? We got a bit of clipping on that face, so let's change our detail. So a little bit of clipping. Let's find something else. Hmm. Or do we want to... Cybertech 3, what's that look like all the way around? Let's go with... We did a green on there. Or I know. We'll make that shawl... We'll swap colors here. We'll make the shawl blue. And we'll do the hair green. And now we will accent the cheeks here. That detail where it's blue, we'll put that on the magenta. And let's see if we can do the resistance goggles. Okay, let's run the inside on that green we had. And there we go. Can we do anything about those eyes? Ears, we'll leave them as they are. Hair, face, clockwork. Alright, let's move down and look at that upper body again. Zoom out. Chest. Do we want some armor underneath there? Or do we want to continue with the cybernetic line? Ooh, celestial armor gives us interesting underneath. Fire and ice gives us an interesting effect as well, pulsating. Tech bot gives us interesting. Tech cray, tech sleek, tech wired, interior. I really like the effect fire and ice gave. Alright, there's our clockwork though. Alright, let's zoom in. Alright, let's actually change this to sleeveless jackets. And we'll do chest, top, and we'll go with clockwork, keeping that clockwork theme going. And we'll go with, we did green on the coloring. So we'll swap to our little cyber green. Okay, and now our jackets. We got a blazer, dress shirt, Cybertech long. That's actually looking kind of interesting. Go with the metallic sheen. Let's see, let's change their overcoat to that green we've been using. Meshes too much with the shoulders. What's it look like in the blue? Oh, metallic blue goes well with the hat. Okay, let's deal with that chest. We're still on clockwork. No selection. Shoulders. We got anything that maybe screams? We got Cyborg General, Cyborg Shield, Clockwork Light. I'm not so sure on that. Extension, a little too heavy. Pain pads. Mecha. We go down this way. Well, the tech could work. Nah, really doesn't mix with the jacket on the backside. Tech 1. Interesting, interesting. Let's change our blue here to that green. What's that look like? Okay. Let's change our pink to that blue. Still doesn't exactly mess with the jacket. What about black? Maybe a little too over the top. Okay, coming back to, let's go with the magenta. Okay, let's work on the gloves next then. We're now on smooth bear. Clockwork with pad, clockwork. Cyborg. Let's change our blue over to that green. Bounce out. That's looking actually interesting. Okay, chest detail. Tie over under, environmental suit controls. Oh! None of that really says, hi, I'm a... Change that to the green. Nah, it's... Oof. With the frame in there, that just looks awkward. How's that look from far away? Maybe we can do something with a belt. And I want kind of a big belt. Oh, that actually... It's like the Victorian steampunk and the classic steampunk. To actually fill that in. So it's not obvious that she's missing half her components. Now she's got a big old clock in the middle. If we go classic Victorian, we still get the frame in. It still looks like something she picked up to hide the fact that she's a robot or a clockwork. Let's move on to the lower body. Stick with shorts and skirts, and we'll go 2 over the top. Huh. What's that look like in that green? Oof. No, no, no. Blue? Blends in too much with the... my cat has woken up and decided to come visit. Or do I go with pants? We got outside. No. I still kind of like that, but I'm kind of leaning more towards... Oof. Huh. Yeah, it's like if I go with the black... The magenta melds in here and melds into the back, but offsets nicely against the... If I go green, it's almost too over the top. Let's do something about these skin colors. And we'll go with that. We'll go with a dark green for her skin color to match the hair and the other robotic parts up here. Now that skirt short, not really working as well. So what we'll do is we'll just throw it on metallic dress mini for now, and then move on and look at our boots. Now let's look for something that looks robotic. Extension looks a little over the top. Mecha armor could make the mecha armor work. Let's go back up. Overguard could work. And keep going up. Carnival of Light. Nah. Almost too over the top. Elemental Order. Maybe could work. Ow. Cybertech. Cybertech 1, Cybertech 2, Cyborg, X-Proto. Not really feeling any of those. So, Elemental Order with Shield. Could have worked. Let's go back down. A little way too over the top. So what do you say? Extension. Extension with armor. Could pass for rocket boots. Could pass for armor. Let's change to our green for our highlights. And let's actually change our boot color to our blue. Alright, that's actually working kind of well. So let's back those changes up to our gloves. And we'll change our gloves on the outside to be our blue. And we'll come up and change our shoulders to also be our blue. And on our chest detail, we will swap we'll go for our green on there, and we'll go for our magenta on there. Okay, now we've got a clearer separation under the arms. We've kept our green and blue color scheme going down. Alright, let's come back to our legs. We're pretty sure we now want a pink on our lower body. And we want an armor plate, bioorganic, circle of thorns, clockwork. Let's keep our clockwork theme going with green on our accents. Or do we want to swap it and do green on our primary and magenta on our accents? Alright, well now our cyber legs seem to be coming down and merging there, so let's swap those. Primary pink, secondary our green. Not really showing up. Not really a fan of how that's working. So let's look for something else. No. Metal could work. Organic armor. Short plus tights. Steampunk. Let's go back up. Does anything say cyberpunk character? What's our X-Proto look like? Ooh. Let's swap our pink to green, green to pink. Okay, that gives us... Interesting. So now we can keep our mini skirt like that. Now we can play around a little bit more with our skirts. Do any of our skirts seem to, or shorts seem to fit the idea of the character? That goes down too far. Clipping there. Nah, nothing's really saying Cyberpunk Street Warrior quite like our... Okay, so let's run back up. Everybody, gloves, cyborg, we're happy with there. Our belt, do any of our belts? Well, as soon as we take the belt and our chest detail away, it's kind of obvious that she's hollow in the middle. We could, but I'm not, I think it's controlled by, it's jacket, cybertech. Let's get rid of the, alright, our interior color. Change it to metallic. Okay. I'm actually kind of more happier with that. Okay. So far, we haven't had any crashes. We're rolling just fine. Let's go see what this looks like in practice. We've got pink, blue, and green as our color scheme. What's our mental blast look like? Well, we got kind of a purple. Okay, so we know we'll eventually be taking mental blast. Alright, let's try and match our color scheme here. So we want like a pinkish primary. And do we go with a green undertone or a blue? Ooh, that actually looked kind of nice. Let's bring this over so it's more of a, or maybe brighter? Oh, that looks pretty nice. What's that look like? Ooh, too bright. Okay, match colors across all powers. Telekinetic blast. Does that look like dark? Bright. Let's leave it on. Let's take that down. Does that look like desaturated? Ooh. Psychic Scream. Will Domination. There's Bright Psychic Blast. Bright Psychic Blast. Bright Will Crusher. Psychic Focus. Bright Will Crusher. Bright Psychic Blast. We'll go with that. Bright Psychic Blast. Bright Thought Corrupt. We'll go with Corrupt on that one. Bright Psychic Blast. Okay. We'll just change all of these to Energy Glow. because I have no idea what that's going to look like. And we'll do register. And now a name for this character. So she's a cybertech psychic warrior. She can take a lot of damage because of all the energy coursing through her. Um, Novium. At this point, let's go Thesaurus. Disrupt. Alright, let's go with agitate. And what's our etymology? Residence of agitatus. Agitatus. Oh, there we go. Aegianovium. Alright. We got ourselves a character name. We got ourselves a character concept. No, I don't want to play the tutorial, but I will be a hero. And welcome to Atlas Park. And now our character, in our non-Steam game, are inside and working apparently just fine. And that's how you get it set up. That's how you get it going. Let's see what she looks like in inside lighting conditions. This has been Aurian Archive. And now I've walked you through getting Homecoming server up and running, installed on a Linux system. Hope you enjoyed. I'll be back later.